Hi Himanshu, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good too. Thank you for asking. So Himanshu, did you see today's topic?
Yeah, ma'am. I have gone through one time.
Wonderful. So topic of the day is big city or small town.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's start. Okay, so starting with the right. So every country is or has a mixture of small towns and big cities. It is a constant argument to choose one. Which is your favorite big city or favorite small town?
I like village so much, but sometimes I also feel like I should go in city because in city we will get a lot of exposure. We can learn so many stuff because
Absolutely.
there are so many good doctors, good hospitals, and you will get more job opportunities if you
Ab-
move to cities.
right,
And
right.
if we talk about natural things, like if you live in village, then you will connect. You feel like you are connected with nature.
Nature.
Because we are lot of, but when we move to city, even especially in India, we are a lot of pollution, and it is really difficult to breathe in that air. So according to me, both city and village have their own benefits. It totally depend on us what kind of benefit we want. If you want exposure and amenities, then city will be better for you. But if you want to stay with nature and you want to live a simple life, then village are better.
Okay. Now, which is better in your opinion?
Again, ma'am, like I told you earlier, it totally depends on us what we want. If you want exposure, if you want to learn so many things, I mean, there are so many benefits of living in city. You can
Mhm.
get proper kind of. If you want to live with your students, with your children, then education is also very important part. So you can provide them better education and
In
proper
city.
like job, etc. And
Mhm.
it will also depend on your language communication. You will learn so many stuff in city, but
Right.
in village, especially because of environment, and if you have elder parents, that's again village is also important because they can easily live with a lot of people. They can roam with them, and it easy for them to adjust in village.
Hmm. 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 Okay. Now I would like to explain you one thing, Himanshu. So, see, I asked you one question, which is your favorite big city or favorite small town, right? Your answer should have been my favorite city is a big city and small town both because like they have their own pros and cons.
Yeah.
That should have been your answer. You won't believe I have wait 1, 2, 3, 7. I have around 10 to 15 questions. You've answered
Okay.
everything. You've answered everything. I'm not left with any question.
Okay. Thank you
So
so much.
what I'm trying to teach you is you have to limit your answers as per questions. Because suppose you go for an exam, right? They ask you what is or like what do you do? So you have to write your profession. I'm a banker. I'm a banker. I cut checks. I deposit money. You can't write all that. You just have to write I'm a banker. Done. It's all sorted.
Okay.
That's okay. Now, which would you live in? Now you'll feel that questions are repeating. Which would you
Yeah.
live in?
Then I would like to live in village again. I want a little bit exposure towards city, but again, I always prefer village because I really love it. And if you want to understand any country, then you should know what kind of people living in village, and then
Hmm.
you can move towards cities.
Absolutely. I totally agree with the point. Now, okay, I think I'm going to skip the question. No, this question probably you can answer. What are the advantages and disadvantages of a small town?
Ma'am, right now, what I can feel like if we are not getting proper exposure, especially like
Hmm.
if you want good doctors, then it will be too late if you are moving towards like city,
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
transport will also take some time. So it is kind of disadvantage for us, and a part of that you will not get a lot of job opportunities And yeah, especially communication problem. You can work on your accent and communications, especially the small children. Like if you're in city, they will study in good school, and they
Hmm.
can easily learn how to behave. And but if you are living in village, then it is little bit difficult.
Right, 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 right. Now, what are the advantages and disadvantages of a big city?
In city, man, there are a lot of pollution. That's the main thing, and it is like very hectic life. And you have to keep working on yourself so that you can compete others, because if you are not working hard, people will like outrun you, and you will not get proper job. And
Hmm.
like you really need a lot of money to survive in that city.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave the comparison question because comparison you've already done, so we will not discuss that.
Yeah.
Now tell me, what are the similarities between town and big cities? Between a small town and a big cities, what are the similarities?
Ma'am, actually, I can see that nowadays villages are also changing, and
Hmm.
part of that, because of internet, we all are connected.
Right.
Cities, we all have same kind of resources. If you use internet, you can do any work from home, and in cities also you can do work from home. So nowadays
Absolutely.
we are connected. So it is. I think it is only similarity I can remember right now.
Okay. Okay. So there is no other similarity between, are you trying to say there's no other similarity between villages and towns?
And then maybe there are so many similarity, but I'm not getting right now.
So you can't recall that right now.
I can't recall it. Yes.
Okay. All right. I got that. Now, next point is, now suppose your friend is moving to a new country. What advice would you give them from the two options? What advice would you give them?
I would like to tell him like first you need to work on your communication, because you are going to talk with a lot of people,
Hmm.
and if
No,
you
no, no,
want.
no, no, no. I mean, advice means you want to. What advice would you give your friend about living in a big city or in a village? That advice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Ma'am, first I want to know like what he want, what is his requirement, and especially if he has a lot of responsibility and he want to earn money and he want to work on himself, then I will suggest him. I would suggest him to go in cities, because there are a lot of exposure and he can learn he can learn so many stuff, and maybe within 1 or 2 years he will be more experienced, and he
Right.
will earn good money.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Now, my next question to you is, which option do you think your parents would choose?
My parents, I think, always chose to stay with them because they really love me so much. So that I
Ah,
think,
that is something different. But practically, if we think, what option would you think they would choose?
and practically, I think I should move to, like, anybody should move to city at least for one time, so that he can learn what is going on outside. And this is not a bad thing if you are learning new things.
Absolutely. I totally agree with the point. So it's always good to move with the time, which is going ahead,
Yeah.
right? Right. What would you change about small towns?
Especially when I'm thinking, because it's a good thing if you're living in a village, and it totally depends on you where you want to live. But having good thinking, like open-minded people, we should be open-minded people, because it's kind of necessity. And as I can see that we are not giving proper opportunity to the girls, and also we
Still,
have some narrow.
is
Yes,
it
ma'am.
still happening in the villages?
Yeah, ma'am. It's not too much, but still it's happening, because it is the reason behind it. Like still people
But
want a.
things are changing, right? But things
Yeah,
are changing.
things are changing.
Yeah, yeah.
It is because, ma'am, like because of population and poverty, and
Hmm.
like people have 2 or 3 children, and one, like, two is son or one is girl. They always try to provide better
See,
education to
to this
boy
to the
child.
board.
Yeah, ma'am.
Correct, correct. Absolutely right. Next is, what would you change about big cities?
The first thing I will try to change, like, ma'am, pollution. That what is the reason behind pollution? It is maybe because of big factories, And again, they are becoming so practical. So I want to try it, slow it down. Practical means like we are following Western countries so much. So it should be in limits. We can follow our culture, and we can also
Let me tell
also be progressive.
let me tell you, even people in cities are orthodox. They do follow Western culture, but only when they want to, when they feel it's a benefit for them. Otherwise, they still follow the culture where they need to follow. Because, when we are sitting a little far from a place, we feel, no, things have changed. I don't know about any other city, but I have seen many people still following the same culture in the cities as well, big cities as well.
Yeah, ma'am, I have seen also.
Which is a good thing, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Next is, which has a better quality of life?
I think my villagers have better quality of life if you are living in the rural area, because we are connected with nature, and especially you can see a lot of happy people, because there are so many people. They always try to talk with each other, and
They have people to
very
talk
good
to.
environment.
Right. Absolutely. This is what I think is lost in the cities now.
Yeah, man.
This is what is it. If
People
you
are also losing in villages also, man, nowadays, because we are living in a fast forward life, and I think it is kind of like everybody is going through difficult situation because of poverty. We are not getting enough job options.
Okay, so I think if government can provide good job opportunities in villages and small towns, probably all the people who are coming from towns and villages to cities, they would love to settle in their own houses with their parents if they get proper opportunities, which is still lacking, I think, right?
Yeah.
If you had to permanently move to either one, which would you choose and why?
Ma'am, again, ma'am, like how I can give this answer of this question, like because I want to live in city
No,
just for 3 to 4
one,
years.
one is for job, right? One is for job.
Yeah.
But permanently shifting there. Permanently means you will never come back to your town or your
No,
village.
madam, I don't want to go permanently in any city, because just I want to work for my society, because that's where is my identity. If I'm doing anything in city, then I don't think it matters.
Absolutely. Right. Now let's start with few words. If you understand the meaning, try framing sentences. First of all, Ivanshu, I have taken your session before, right?
Yeah, ma'am. Two
Have you-
sessions. And
I'm
ma'am,
sorry.
ma'am, we have taken 2 sessions and
Two
two cancelled. I not cancelled, but I missed 2 sessions with you,
Okay.
because I recently got a job, and somehow I tried to take sessions with you, but actually because of lack of time, I didn't make it.
Okay. Now the first word is rural.
Rural, ma'am, it is kind of village. I will prefer to live in rural area.
Okay. Populous.
Can you repeat it, ma'am? Sorry.
Populous.
Populous. Sorry, I didn't know the meaning of it. I
So
don't know the meaning of it.
populous is when a place is crowded and a lot of people
Oh,
living in
yeah.
it.
Now I remember. Ma'am.
Mumbai and Delhi is a populous city.
Yeah.
Right? These two cities are very populous.
Yeah,
So next part is metropolitan.
Metropolitan. Then uh, there are so many job opportunity in metropolitan city.
Okay. Amenities.
Amenities kind of necessity. There are so many amenities in cities.
Right. Convenience.
Uh, if I learn English, it will be convenience for me to have conversation with anyone.
To communicate with anyone
To
or to
communicate with anyone.
converse with anyone, right?
To converse with anyone.
Conveniences and opportunities.
If I learn English, I will get a lot of opportunity.
Wonderful. Exposure.
In cities, we will get a lot of exposure.
Next is urbanization.
I think I can see that the villages are also changing. We are moving to like rural to urbanization.
Absolutely wonderful. Very good sentence. Next is infrastructure.
Yeah, in cities we will get a lot of infrastructure.
Lot of infrastructure or good infrastructure?
A good infrastructure, yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Overcrowded.
Like there are so many people in cities.
Mhm. So cities are generally overcrowded. Huh?
Overcrowded, yeah. Cities are overcrowded.
Comfort.
Living in village is kind of comfort.
Developed.
Comfortable. It is more comfortable to live in villages.
Developed.
Yeah, ma'am.
Developed. Not
Okay,
comfortable.
developed.
Developed,
Okay,
yes.
yeah, ma'am.
What is developed?
What is developed? Ma'am, it is kind of development. I can see a lot of development.
Yes, that's right. Next is serene.
Serene. Sorry, ma'am, I can't recall it.
Serene is calm and composed. Peaceful, that is serene, all right?
Yeah, ma'am. Peaceful. Yes, ma'am.
Now, okay, now let's start with your feedback. Just give me a minute. Okay, so starting with the feedback, Himanshu, I see that as, sorry, your confidence has increased. Okay, I can see the change in your language. There were no fillers at all, no pauses. Grammar wise, also, I would say very small errors are there. No, rest you spoke good. Fluency wise, you spoke in full complete sentences. There were no lengthy pauses, and pronunciation has also improved, right?
Yeah.
So I would say keep working, keep up the good work that you're doing, and
Yeah.
there would be more changes, right? And try
Yeah.
to listen as many as audible books on the YouTube. And if you have any audio app like audiobooks app, you can listen from that. You can listen podcasts. So these will really help you in getting your language, making your language better.
Yeah, ma'am. Definitely.
Is there anything else that you would like to know?
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Okay, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.